Hey
Hey guys.
guys, welcome back to another episode of Lounge Talk on His and Hers
Yes.
podcast, where it's the evening show where we're
Yep.
going to talk about trending topics and
Uh-huh.
obviously anything else that's going out there in the RP community.
Yep.
And then hopefully, like I told you guys, we're going to have guests on the show in the
Mm-hmm.
future, right?
Yes,
But,
we are.
but before we get to it, honey, of course, please, guys, subscribe to the channel, right?
Yep.
Quit shadow watching out there.
I see
If you
you.
guys have watched our shadow or watched our videos or shared the truth or debunked the lies more than once,
Yes.
or shoot, if you haven't even done it once, you
Yeah.
should subscribe to the channel. Push us out there on the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Do us a huge solid. Obviously, smash that like button.
Yep.
Likes are free. Right, honey? It doesn't
They
cost
are
you a
free.
thing.
They
Okay?
are free. Just share that love, going in circles. You know what? If you care about the channel, you care about the truth. Hey, share it. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. It's free, right? Press
Yep.
that like button. It's free.
Correct.
I mean, that way we can actually share more contents with you guys, right?
Correct.
I mean, share
And-
that love, guys.
And that's our goal. We're gonna be doing, like I told you guys, a lot more content.
Mhm.
But please comment as well too.
Yeah.
Let us know what you like, what you don't like. We love to
Mhm.
hear all of them, positive and negative.
Yeah.
Check out our channel over on TikTok at His and Hers YT.
Yes.
But honestly, guys, I think we're gonna probably make a short clips channel,
Yeah.
right? Just because there's a lot of content. We got so much stuff to go through, guys. As
Mhm.
you can see, we've been working hard, moving to a new facility, setting up new studios for you guys, right? And of course, pushing to provide more content for you guys.
Very true.
All right. So love it all. But before, let's get into it, honey. Let's get into tonight's topic.
Yep.
Guys, want to get some guests on the show.
Yes.
So if you're in the greater Seattle area, right, and you want to appear on our podcast,
Mhm.
what are you gonna say though, honey, or what?
Oh shoot! Even if you just want to talk to us, and we can do a Zoom, FaceTime with you. Also, that's fine too. I
Sure,
think that'd be great.
I'll be okay with that.
Mhm.
Obviously, if it's maybe not somebody local,
Mhm.
but if you're local guys or gals, right? Please,
Come here.
yeah, hit us up. We're gonna be putting obviously our Instagram links in the future here, and of
Mhm.
course our contacts page where you guys can reach out to us. Please make sure, once again, like I told you guys, it's got to be verified. We got to be able to see your profile. We got to prove that's you. Recent pics,
Yep.
please, right? We don't want you to show up and we get catfished. You know, like I get it. I look pretty old and ugly on the show, but at least I look that way. I'm not doing any filters for you guys, right?
Yep. This is who we are.
My wife is beautiful. She looks that way all the
Yep.
time, right?
This is who
So,
we are.
anyways, all joking aside, right? We want to make
Yeah.
sure that we're actually getting real people, and obviously that way we can actually get you guys to come on and get some really good discussion, because we want to have some good live discussion, some good debates about what's going on in this current trend, relationships, marriages, the whole nine yards. Okay, honey.
Yes.
First topic I want to discuss tonight, honey, is about this whole Jordan Peterson thing.
Oh.
I don't know if you watched it recently, but he appeared on Piers Morgan's show.
Mhm.
And, Piers Morgan, he's a very well-known
well-known.
host,
Mhm.
usually out in the England, UK, right? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
BBC,
Piers,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah,
I know
so
Pierce.
he's been obviously a talk show host as well, too, right? But
And
anyways,
he's also on the American Idol.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they were having a conversation about incels. And guys, real quick, if you guys don't know, some of our viewers out there,
Yeah.
our loyal viewers, welcome back. But if you don't know what incel means,
Mhm.
it stands for involuntary celibate, meaning that
Mhm.
you don't want to. It's
Mhm.
involuntary, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be voluntary.
Yeah.
But in essence, you're celibate because you have no choice. You don't want to be celibate,
Okay.
right? So you want to have women, you want to
Mhm.
date, you want to have relationships with females,
Yeah,
right? You
but
want to have
why?
sex, of course, but you can't. You don't have access to it. Okay? Because for whatever reason, women don't choose you. Maybe you're not quote unquote qualified. So that's kind of,
Mhm.
that's kind of what I want to talk about. Maybe you don't know how to talk to females, or maybe you just don't even want to go out there and try, right?
Yep. If you don't try, guess what? If you're gonna always want to be in this, you know what my parents always taught me? It's like, if you do not move, you're always gonna be in the same place.
Okay, I know. So,
Type deal.
but before
But
before
I'm
we
just
get
saying though.
no, you're right. I want you to hold that thought though, just because I
Okay.
want to give you the premise of what happened with Jordan Peterson on
Okay.
the show, and then I'll let you
Go ahead.
obviously go. So, guys, we'll link the video on the on our video here. We'll link that link so that way you guys can see it. Maybe we'll post it
Uh-huh.
up right here or something like that, right?
Yep.
But on it, in essence, they were just talking about incels, and there was a movie, I guess, that was made by this actress, Olivia Wilde.
Mm-hmm.
And in that movie, I don't even know what the movie's called, but anyways,
Okay.
she portrayed a character on it as a villain, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess she used like Jordan Peterson as kind of like the archetype of that villain, okay?
Okay.
And so what she was trying to say was that he's kind of the leader of all these men, these incel men, right?
Mm.
Because he's advising men to, in essence, to walk away,
Mm.
to kind of like not try with women, right?
Okay.
And then when he was asked with that question, when he was confronted with that question by Piers Morgan, he got really emotional
Oh.
and he
Okay.
started crying during the interview.
Wow.
And we'll discuss it. I'll tell you guys my thoughts as far as why he did it, and also I'll tell you guys why I think it was a negative thing. But that's the premise, honey. Okay. So what's your thoughts so far?
So just like you viewers, just like you viewers, I've not seen this video yet.
Okay.
So I'm
So that's the premise, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm just getting the premise of what my husband
Yeah.
Juan is telling me.
Mhm.
Why it's emotional? Because maybe it's
Well, what do you think about the whole incel conversation first? Right? Do you think there's a lot of incel men out there first and foremost? And then do you think that, it's a negative thing that
yeah, it is
there's
negative. It is a negative impact. A man shouldn't feel that, that they cannot have access to.
but whose fault it is? Do you think it's the man's fault or do you
No,
think
it's
it's the
society. It's society's fault to me. It's society's fault
Okay.
because society has
But who dictates society though?
government, people, women, mothers.
Okay.
You know.
But let me ask you this. If a man is he understands the truth. Men inherently we understand the truth.
Yeah.
If the man is saying, "Hey, I want to be with these women. I want to have a chance, but they're not giving
getting the
me a chance."
Yeah.
So whose fault is it really then?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't say it's people's fault because at the end of the day, it's sometimes your fault. Say like if you're overweight, well then go lose some weight. Say if you're messy and dirty or smelly, go take a shower, go clean up, right? You can't always put the blame on someone, okay? If a man, but then, people will say, well, there's always someone for somebody else, right?
Before you get into accountability, I think that is the thing though. See, Jordan Peterson, if you kind of know a little bit about him, he talks about cleaning your house, right? Cleaning
Yeah.
yourself. And so he is telling these men to take accountability.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
The
to say.
problem though is now that they've taken accountability, and so
Mhm.
this is kind of the touching point I want to, to talk to everyone out there
Yeah.
about and kind of expose to everyone out there. These men have accepted the responsibility.
Okay.
These men have awoken. They have awakened to the RP, the truth.
Okay.
But what they have come to discover is that the women are not worth it.
Yeah.
So hence, that's why they're MGTOWing,
Uh-huh.
or in essence, incelling, right?
Okay.
So I wanted to get into the whole incel thing, but that's my point is I kind of want to open this topic with you and hopefully, in the future with guests, because I think they're not really incel. But
Mhm.
before I get my thoughts, what do you think? What, like I said, Jordan Peterson has exposed these men to the truth.
Mhm.
They understand the truth now. And now they're still like, screw this. I don't want to deal with these women.
Well, because most of the women right now is, they're all looking for these 0.001% man, right?
Okay.
To get access, but at the same time, they're also giving themselves up to these men. And then by the time, like you said, by the time they reach 2025, they're already sleeping with 50, 60 people? So these men are like, what the hell, dude? I clean myself up. I'm looking good. I make the money. I have the value up high. But then these women aren't worth it because now if they are worth it, they're only looking, like beyond me. They're looking at my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And then are they going to be with me if I don't have the money or whatever else?
Sure.
So now they're questioning themselves. Is it worth it going through it?
Okay.
Is it worth it going through this relationship when these women, aren't valuing themselves?
Yeah. So I agree with some points you talk about it. And a lot of what you just said, and see, I want to turn this on the head, guys. So I want to hear your
Mm-hmm.
guys' comment when I go on this rant,
Yep.
or I want to hear your guys' reaction because I want to turn it on its head.
Do you agree
Wh-
with us a little bit? Do you
cor-
agree with me a little bit? Do you
Correct.
agree with us?
Because a
Make
lot
that
of the
comment down
talking
there.
points that my wife just stated has
Mhm.
been talked about on this RP community,
Mm-hmm.
has been talked about even on our channel.
Yeah.
But the more and more you analyze it,
Yeah.
the truth, guys,
Mm-hmm.
is that these men, a majority of men, it's like anything, right? We conflate the minority with the majority,
Yeah.
right? We know from stats that 80 to 90% of men are invisible to women.
Mm-hmm.
Like my wife said, right? Women are only choosing the top 10, 20% of men. I think at the high side. I personally think it's more closer to 10%. Okay? So what my point is that the majority of men, right? There's always going to be this 20% of men who are true incels.
Yeah.
Sitting at home in their mom's basement, playing video games all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to do anything,
Nope.
not trying to go out there and talk to women, right? Hopefully, eventually hoping that maybe they can get some Android or something like that to play with.
No.
But I think the majority of men want to have meaningful relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think the majority of men understand that to be fulfilled, they need to obviously at least do something. And then, of course, have access to a female, get sex, get marriage, I think the majority of men, like we always say, want to love idealistically. They want to do what is necessary to get the attention and to get the sexual access from a female and commit to them.
Yeah.
But what, like my wife is saying, but like I said, we kind of conflate these talking points, is that the majority of women don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm trying to tell you guys is that these men are not incels, right? We need to talk about the definition of words on these channels and on these communities and not conflate the two talking points, because I think sometimes what happened is us in the RP community, because we focus so much on obviously the women's hypergamy and the fault of women sometimes, we forget sometimes that we talk like they are like the feminists that we're fighting against.
Yep.
For example, I'll give you a prime example, right?
Yeah.
Myron, and this is not a diss on Fresh and Fit.
No.
I just think that I'm pointing out something that is flawed in their argument.
Yes.
For example, he will say all the time that a woman wants a man that's superior to them, right?
No.
But see, we're looking at it from a feminist standpoint.
Yep.
When he talks about a man that's superior to them, he starts arguing about, well, you want a man that's 6 foot tall. You want a man that makes more money than you. You want a man that's more financial or like fame more than you. But whose metrics are those?
Yep.
Those are men's metrics,
not
not
women's.
female metrics. So once again, like I said, to call it out, it's not that women want a superior a male that's superior to them. They want a male that is superior in the men's values.
Yeah.
And what you need to argue is that, well, no, it's not that you're superior to me. It's just that I'm bringing all my men's values as high as possible.
Yeah.
I want your female
Female
values
values
in
in
return
return.
as high as possible.
Yep. And that's the thing they need to understand. It's
Correct.
not the same way.
So get back into this incel thing. It's not that these men are truly incel. This is not involuntary. They're voluntarying doing this. So this is, I don't know, would this be V-cell then? I guess it wouldn't be
I don't know.
incel, it'd be V-cell, because technically these men know the truth. Their
They
eyes
just-
have been opened up by either us, the RP community, Jordan Peterson, or whoever. But once they like, oh my God, I understand that I'm supposed to do this and clean my space and clean myself and become better. But now that I've done that, I've looked at the landscape and there's no women
Are worth it.
who are worth it. And then
that are
if,
worth my time.
and then if I do give them a chance, let me say I go out there, then they look at me as nothing.
Yeah.
I don't make over 100,000. I'm not over 6 foot tall.
Yep.
She could be a freaking 3 or a 4,
Yeah.
but she still wants an 8 or a 9 dude.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, why do I even try? Because my values that I feel I'm willing to trade for a woman who's a 4 or a 5. I'm a 4 or a 5, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about them now, right? They're looking at this. Hey, I'm just an average Joe. I make $40,000, $50,000. I'm 5'8". I'm not in shape, but I'm willing to commit everything I have to a 4 or 5. Or shoot, obviously if I lucky, I'll score a 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a good guy. Hopefully she'll
Mm-hmm.
understand that I'm a good guy, and she'll love me for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think these men want to do this,
Yeah.
so they're not incels, guys.
No.
That's what I'm trying to tell you
They're
guys.
just finding women right now and being awoken that they aren't worth their
They
time.
aren't worth their time.
Nor their value, which is their money. Because when a man cherish and love a woman, what do you think they do? They put all their apples and their heart into it.
They're willing to
admit and
die.
sacrifice. Okay, what does
Yeah.
sacrifice mean, people? Okay, they're willing to die for you. They work to death in a way.
And-
so if you guys cannot see these women that are supposedly they're only a 2 or a 3 and still think that you're rocking and that you can go and find a
I'm
10,
an 11, right?
Yeah.
How many times do you hear it on
which
these
your
shows?
ass isn't. I'm going to
No.
tell you ladies right now, your ass is not that. So please, okay? So wake up. At least you have someone that cares for you, loves you, and will be there and sacrifice his time, his effort for you. Then guess what? Maybe you should settle. Settle at best.
Yeah, and so that goes back, so that ties in perfectly why Jordan Peterson got really emotional. Now,
Mhm.
guys, I'm not condoning his emotional. As a leader, as the man who's supposed to be representing men and stepping up for men, we need to be stronger. But I get why he got emotional, because he sees all these guys trying. And obviously, you ask him, right? Jordan, give us a shout out. Talk to us. Explain to us. Go on a talk show and go on your show and talk to us why you cried on that show, right? But this is my hypothesis.
theory.
This is my he mentors these guys all the time. He's coaching these guys all the time. These guys are committing self-deletion, for lack of words, right? I don't want to say the correct word, right? Because YouTube censor, right? But these guys are self-deleting themselves over this issue.
Yeah.
And he's helping these men.
Yeah.
And he sees the change in them. He sees the positive in them. He's seeing that they're getting better. And then they're getting better and they're still being shamed.
Yeah.
He's saving lives. He's preventing them from being self-deleted, and they're still getting shamed. He's still getting shamed. It's like, what do we need to do as average men to get you guys to see that we're better? And that to see that the fault not lies with us,
Yep.
but it lies with you,
Nope. It's with those women.
with that ideology, with the ideology that all these women are following,
Yep.
right? And so that's why he's getting emotional. Now, I don't think that was the right thing to do, because it looks weak.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when you look weak, whether that's women or men,
and they sense
we're
that.
not going to respect that.
Yep.
But I get it. I understand why. So shout out to him for obviously feeling that way, because I get it. I understand why. But like I said, guys, if it was me, obviously I would have told Piers Morgan that, right? And obviously I would tell all these women out there this, right? You guys need to step up. We've done our part. The men have done our part. Can we get better? Of course we can get better. And of course the top tier % men are always going to get better, right? But until you come to realize that, you're only going to separate that difference even more.
There's gonna be a gap.
All you guys are looking for is for this top 2% of men. And you guys are never going to respect the majority of men. Let me say, like, maybe the other 60%.
Don't worry, honey. They're gonna be cat woman, dog woman, pet woman, whatever else, and live by yourself and die alone.
Well, hey,
That you know what? Let me tell you, men. Okay, for those average men, trust me. Look above, look straight, head up high, because you know what? There is gonna be someone who really value you, okay, and love you. Forget those hoish girls. They're not worth your time.
Yeah.
They're not worth your time.
And like
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
they might look good, they might smell good, but trust me, they're not worth your time.
Yeah.
It's going to be more heartache, more damages to you if you accept those women, because you later on you feel like, you know what, you guys are doing the right thing. Look high. There's other people. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Okay, don't look for these hoes people, because they're not worth your time. I'm telling you that right now. So listen to us.
And the reality, like I told you guys on one of my other videos, our videos, honey, is like I said, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So men, just continue going looking for it from another society, another culture. The Western culture is done, right? We talked about send the asteroid. The Western culture is done. The only way we can teach this generation and teach this society is by our actions, like men have always done. We've always taught by our actions, right? By what we do. So the fact that all these women are never going to be freaking be married,
That's their problem.
That's their problem. It's going to be the next generation of women that's going to finally learn. Hopefully it'll be this
strong,
thing.
be a fighter, okay? Don't show your weakness, because that's what men need to be, is strong, okay? I understand it's like a stab to the heart. Sometimes you do all the things you try so hard. You did all the things. You cleaned yourself up. You value, you know,
you want to be a good person.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes being a good person and then having to accept less isn't getting more. You're getting less. Do you guys understand that?
Yeah.
So don't accept less from these women. They will not respect you. They're not worth your time.
Yeah.
Okay? You're more valuable than that. Let me look at you into the eye. These normal, average men who's doing the right thing, you guys are more valuable than that. Okay? Look elsewhere. Because these hoes, 304s, aren't worth your time.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you that. They're not worth your time, because it's going to be more headache, more heartache. And trust me, you will. Yeah, it's not worth it.
Sounds good. I think that was a good ending, honey. So thank you guys for joining us for another Lounge Talk, right? See you guys the next time, right? And obviously give us a shout out, share, comment, right?
Love
Subscribe.
the Lounge Talk, guys, okay? We're working hard for you, and we're straight talk. We debunk the lies. So.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Talk to you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.